Self-proclaimed Messiah turns out just to be a mess and a liar. More on week 2 of Big Brother after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, this is music to my ears. Quite literally, because it's music and it's being pumped into my ears. I get where the expression comes from now.
Yes, it's your ears.
Guys, welcome to the AfterBuzz recap for Big Brother 18. We are on week 2, and oh boy, there's already so much to talk about. Hi there, whoa, I'm your host, Jonny Manganello. You can find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram. Let's meet our beautiful panel.
Hi, I am James Lott Jr. You can follow me on all the interwebs at James Lott Jr.
And I'm Lauren LoGrasso. You can find me at Lauren LoGrasso.
Hey, big bros and big sisses. This is Zach Kelch. You can find me on social media at that name.
That name, at that name. Zach Kelch. So Zach is our guest co-host today. We're gonna have
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna have a little bit of a round robin, rotating fourth seat throughout the season, and I'm so glad Zach is our first guest.
We call him
so
Zackles.
much.
We call him Zackle.
Zackle. You know, it was I didn't pick it, but I gotta embrace it.
You gotta
But
kiss
you're
it.
also an AfterBuzz host here too, right?
I am, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
also on a couple of the other shows here, but you know, Big Brother has been in my blood since I was a wee one, so this is a fun show for me.
How long have you been watching for?
I want to say second or third season, and it's one of those things. So me and my Midwestern mother, Maggie, God bless her, back in Ohio, are just texting constantly about this show. So
Did you watch the season where the guy almost stabbed the girl?
Yes.
Do you remember? You don't remember.
No.
What was his name? He was crazy.
Stabbles.
And he had to get kicked out of the house.
Because he was holding the knife.
Yes.
Because he was holding the knife and he kept
Right.
walking around with it. And it was like, yeah, and they had to
God.
call him.
And he was like,
room.
how would you like it if I stabbed you?
Yeah.
I think we've at least
Well, I don't think anyone would like that very much.
Well,
You
no,
never
and
know.
now I mean, and now they make it very evident. Like everything in the house is plastic. Like
Yes.
it's very flimsy
How do you get a
stuff.
watermelon?
Everything is very flimsy in there, so they don't have the ability to, you know, stab.
Such a good
No
point.
stabbing.
Or watermelon.
We can talk about stabbing all day, but right now I want to stab this week right in the neck.
Right before we go in, I just want to thank everybody. We have nearly 2,800 views from our first show last week.
Wow.
It's more people who watch me ever.
Yes, and 75 likes and over 45 comments. The reason why I bring it up is because we're at a new day and time, and I was kind of nervous how that would translate, but it's translating fine.
And we got the chat roll up right now.
They're here.
James Lott Jr. is on it.
Yes. you
So
guys are
James Lott
talking.
Jr., will you tell us if anything good pops up?
Yes.
Anything great?
It was Justin who put the knife up to her throat.
Justin, yeah, he was
Yes.
cray
It was
cray.
crazy.
Wow.
Yes, he was crazy.
At that point, you gotta step in. Can't
Julie
just
Chen
watch.
walked in and said, no.
She's all but first.
You
But first.
You can't
Yes,
step.
All right, so Sunday night we had our second, I guess it was the third episode, but second because we had a 2-night premiere.
Right.
So we had the Roadkill Competition introduced, which, by the way, I thought was so fun. They brought out that trailer in the back.
Yes.
Are they going to do all the competitions in the trailer?
I think so. That's
Yes.
what they said.
They
Yeah.
said, when you go out there one by one, you do the game. Whatever the game, I think game's going to change or something's going to change.
Right. Well, I mean, they have to keep everything so private with
Yeah.
the concept of this game that I think them making the small little space that you walk into has to be part of it.
But you know what? Someone brought this up on Twitter or something, that it's going to be very easy for the producers to manipulate the winner.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, they honestly could just pick who they wanted.
Yeah.
Truly.
But you know what?
Oh.
You know what, though? In season 15, we had MVP. And
We're watching. You can't manipulate us.
Alyssa won every MVP, and I was like, well, at least they're not manipulating it. Like, it's boring that Alyssa keeps winning every week, but at least we know it's not manipulation.
Right.
So hopefully...
You know, let's cross our fingers and let's keep an eye on them.
And I will say something. I talked to somebody who worked on the show recently,
Okay.
and I asked him about this.
And what did he say?
Is there manipulation? He said, genuinely, I've worked on a lot of reality TV, and it's the least manipulated simply because the fans can watch along live, so there's very little room for that.
Right.
Okay.
The only thing they could really manipulate is the competitions, right? Because we can't watch those live for the most part.
That's true.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the Roadkill competition was you had to hold down 3 buttons, which, by the way, Paulie holding down those buttons, he could hold down my buttons any day, or take my buttons
I was
out.
going to say, I thought you wanted the opposite.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm liking the beard. I'm sorry. I like the beard. Some people don't
Paul?
like it. Paulie. I'm liking the beard. You like it? I like
You
it.
like that?
oh,
no
I like
scruff.
a little scruff. I
Like,
thought you were talking about Paul.
hey, like,
But you're talking about Paulie.
Paulie grew a beard.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
He
yeah.
grew a
Okay,
beard.
okay.
Everybody's
I can
talking
get
about
down with that. I thought
Speaking
you meant
of
big
a
beard.
little-
John, quit
scruff.
fishing for Christmas.
Yeah, Johnny
Yes,
looks
we
nice.
love. Yes, we love it. Yes, we love it.
Lauren and I went to prom together. No big deal.
It did
Anyway,
last.
so do you guys like the Roadkill twist, and do you like that mystery nomination?
Yes.
I'm on the fence.
I think it's needed with the team aspect this year. They need something that's going to throw a wrench in nominations and voting, because there are so many legitimate alliances with the teams, as well as now there's 17 million other alliances, that it's kind of going to make voting and nominations pretty predictable at this point. So I think this twist is what's going to change that up.
Well, sorry.
Can we talk about the teams, though?
Yeah.
And if you're going to talk more about that, then we can stick on this topic. But I'm confused by what bearing teams really have, because someone who was on the same team.
Immunity.
I think it's just
is that
comes to-
just
yeah.
it? Because
Yes.
someone who's on the same team nominated one of the girls who was on their team.
Right. But the thing is about the teams is, in an ideal world, I think the producers would want the teams to be more prevalent than they have been so far this season.
But that's kind of boring.
One of the nice things about having this team thing is, and keeping your team in the game, is that the more team members you have, the more chance one of your team has of winning HOH,
Right.
which is more chance of being safe.
Well, I
and
mean,
having
even
immunity.
already in this HOH competition, now Nicole's team is only 2 people playing, because Glenn's already gone and she's the HOH. So it's literally just Corey and What's-Her-Face playing versus teams of 4.
Right.
So they're going to have to do far much more work in this competition for it to work out.
Makes sense.
That's true. Yeah.
I will say, for the Roadkill thing, I'm on the fence as well, because what happened in season 15 with the MVP is that people said it caused more floating to happen, because what people have to do is be nice to everyone, because you never know who the MVP or the
Right.
Roadkill winner will be. I don't know why those are in quotes, are going to be, because so you have to be nice to everybody, because they could secretly nominate you. So I don't, for that reason, I don't like it, but I like it better than MVP because it's actually more random.
Right.
It is very random. Yes.
Do you think, I don't see the being nice to everyone becoming a thing. This season's already pretty catty, and it's the second week. Everyone's kind of crap talking the other person in the other room, always.
Yeah.
So
Joseph Bosa thinks, who's a fan of ours,
Yeah, that's great.
the teams, I think, are a way to make sure that all 4 vets will make it to at least jury.
You think so?
Like putting each on, separating them, putting each on a team. That's what he's thinking.
But I don't see why that would do that.
Joseph, tell me. That's what he's thinking.
I don't know. I mean, because when they brought up the concern of the Roadkill twist, and they were saying, if one of us gets nominated, they easily can just vote us out. I think that's a real thing. I think if a vet gets nominated, they're going to be in a real issue for the first few weeks.
Thank you, because that's a great segue to this. What the vets did, which I thought was very smart, is form the 8-pack alliance.
Yes.
Because they knew they were going to get picked off like flies after
yeah.
the MVP, or not MVP, the Roadkill twist came in. And they said, you know what? We need to have an army. And they picked 4 newbies.
Who are really great.
It was some
Lauren calls
smart
the vets
playing.
old bees.
Old bees
Old
and
bees
newbies.
and newbies. Oh,
So it's
thank
Nicole.
you.
It's the 8-pack is Nicole, Dave, Frank, James, the vets, plus Michelle, Tiffany, Zakia. Am I saying it right? I know people are gonna get mad because I should know the name. And Corey. My question is, where's Paulie? I thought that they wanted to work with him. At the
That was
beginning
what
of
I was
the season.
confused about as well. So why do you think they didn't include Polly in that, guys?
I'm actually confused, because it seems like they already are working with him, yet he wasn't officially put in this group. Like, they still are very much working with him. His entire nomination was constructed by
He's
them.
like the 9th.
And they had
Yeah,
said, they
he's
said,
like
Johnny Mac.
He's like the
last year.
ghost ninth.
I remember the vet said we should keep the people who are siblings to,
Right.
because they're kind of close to being a vet,
Right.
Right.
so to speak. So you're so surprised too why they didn't just say you're in it.
And I said this last week. I love when it's vets and newbies, and I still do, or newbies and oldbies. But my only issue is, like, I'm sorry, the vets know how to, the old bees know how to play this game so much better than the
They do.
newbies.
They do.
Right.
I mean, the 8-pack alliance is brilliant. in
Right.
my
I
mind.
agree. I agree.
Which really gives some credit to Davon, because I really did not like her last season, and she is killing it this year.
Because
for me.
she's playing intelligently and she's playing close to the vest, as we said last week.
right.
And also, her diary rooms are
On fire.
phenomenal.
Yeah, she's doing in her diary rooms what she did in public last year, which I think is smart.
Right.
And I am myself being black myself, and I'm from England. And from England, like she is. From England. She knows my niece. Her and Zakiya, they're working together, which I like seeing 2 black women, or whatever her name is.
No,
they
I like
working
it.
together. That they work together. Because I don't think we've always had 2 black women together on the show. I don't think.
Didn't they make a comment to that?
They
to
did.
each other
They
in the
talked
show?
about
Yeah.
because of the chocolate drops.
The last time I can
I love
remember,
that.
and this might not be correct, but the last time I can remember 2 black people is Jeremy and Candyland.
Yes, that was. But there's 2 black people. I say 2 black women.
No, I know. So
I'm happy because like a lot of times they say women can't work. They always say it on the show, women can't work together.
Right.
Oh, and
I'm
we'll
liking
get to
to see
the
this
2 girl alliances a little bit later.
But I'm liking to
boy.
see. I'm liking that these 2 are actually trying to work together.
Secret Nom was won by Frank. Frank got
Yes.
the power of the Secret Nom, and he nominated Paul, which I was like, hell yeah.
Needed to,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, people are saying that Frank is the one to watch. Like, they said last week we mentioned the other vets a little more, but that Frank. I said we didn't say anything bad about Frank. We're just saying they think that he's really.
When there's 16 people,
and
so
I
we
don't
got a lot
think
to,
Frank has the biggest personality, but I think he's very interesting, and I think he plays a smart game.
Right.
I think he chooses when to speak, which is intelligent in this game.
And in his last season, I hated him because he was the villain, and it was him versus Dan, and I just love Dan. But this season, I think I'm going to be on Team Frank.
Yeah, he's good. I love that how he's been talking to Jose all the time. She's like, "Oh, you okay? How you doing?"
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. That's really smart.
He's very calculated.
And he never reveals anything about himself, which is great.
Let's talk about. Jose continues to call himself the Messiah
and the CEO of the house.
Like, can
delusion.
we talk about delusion?
Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out where he came, how he got to that conclusion.
That's the thing, when especially in reality shows that early in a game, to have such the audacity and confidence in yourself to say all these things, what standing do you have to call yourself this?
It's so
None.
early.
It's just laughable.
A big fat none.
It is so early. Like, how do you know that you're the leader? How do you think you're running things?
Yeah, how's he
It's
doing?
called being disconnected from reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Lauren, would
that's
you
it.
like to explain this to us, this idea?
Oh yeah, so there are people in life who are just disconnected from reality. They live in a different world than everybody else, and the way they see the world is completely different than the way things actually are.
Now, I wanted to talk about, first of all, that crazy Jose, but also we had a friend who we were watching Big Brother with the other night.
Right.
And he mentioned that there was no gay men ever on Big Brother that he could relate to or identify with.
Relate to. Okay, relate to.
And I wonder, I want to ask, this is a question for the folks at home because I know we have a lot of gay viewers. What do you think about that? Do you think the gay characters are always unlikable?
Let's have a kiki about it.
I agree. I actually agree.
Last year with Jason,
I like Jason, but people said he was, a little bit judgmental and snappy.
but he was funny.
What's the?
I don't think it was mean.
I think with Jason was hard because I think in a situation like that, when you're basically being forced to argue and whatnot in a house like that, his defense mechanism would to go sassy.
Right.
I don't think that that's saying anything poorly about him. Jason I liked, but they have picked some mean characters in the past to fill the gay role.
Well, not just me. I think of early, like Bunky early on, who was a crier all the time.
Right.
For me, I can't relate to any of the gay guys who are on the show. I cannot relate to any of them. None of them.
My question is then,
I feel like they're being picked.
Right.
think so?
Big
Oh, yeah,
Brother
to be that way.
I think
to be unlikable.
Big Brother has to be like the extreme of typecasting for reality TV. So
but the thing is,
it's unfortunate that it falls on the gay character to fill that role.
I agree with
it's
that.
hard to say a blanket term like that when you've had a Frankie, when you've had a Jason, when you had a Jose, when you've had a Steven Daigle, when you've had
He's not doing porn.
Steven Daigle
yeah.
is a porn star now.
Good for him.
Actually, not anymore. Oh,
He did. He stopped.
Oh,
he did
no.
it.
Okay,
no.
first of all, no judgment. Listen, this is my lesson for the day. If you watch porn, you better not be judgmental of porn.
That's true. That's
I
true.
support porn that is professional and not amateur, because the amateur people take advantage of young women, but the professional I 100% support.
Okay.
Lauren Staff of Porn Approval. So we've had different types of gay men,
disagree.
but a lot of gay people feel like they are nasty gay men.
Well, I disagree. Everybody you just named to me they were kind of the same. We're kind of the same clock.
I don't know how I feel about it.
The only one that I maybe kind of liked was Marcellus, but he did some dumb stuff in this season. When he was with Amy and he gave up the whole thing, but he was the closest for me that I could kind of relate to a little bit.
But was it his game that was dumb or his personality
No,
that
it
was
was
dumb?
game. It was game.
But he played a smart game until he's the poster child for bad moves in Big Brother. He didn't use the veto on himself and then got sent out like a minute
Oh right,
later.
I remember that.
All right. Well, anyway, let's keep that conversation going.
Yes. They mentioned Andy Herron.
Andy and I
like
talked
him.
for a while on.
Really?
To date?
I mean,
Sean.
Big Brother exclusive.
Big Brother
Holding
exclusive
out
at
on
AfterBuzz TV.
I matched with him on Tinder.
Did you really?
I didn't tell you.
Well, let's keep that conversation going. Let's get him on that couch.
Yeah, get on the couch.
I invited him. I think he'll come on if he's ever in LA.
Oh my God!
All right.
On the casting
A
couch.
lot
We're
of
gonna
people
quadruple
don't
team him.
like him. I really like him. We're Facebook friends. Maybe he's watching this right now.
Yeah. Hi, Andy. Come on.
Fingers crossed.
Paul wins the veto the next day on the Dizzy Dog, or the next episode, the Dizzy Dog competition. I thought that was hard.
It was hard.
Spinning 15 times every 45 seconds.
I would have vomited everywhere.
God bless Nicole and Corey in that competition, because that was some good TV, seeing them like literally stumble after one step and fall straight to the
Do you think they're going to get together?
No.
She has a little crush.
She does, but
Yeah.
But she said in a later scene, like, nope,
Don't
not
do
going to
it.
do guys.
Not again.
Right.
Not making the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
But I thought she controlled the Hayden relationship in season 16.
Yeah, she did.
I don't think she was like some sad, like,
pushover.
tag along.
Yeah, I think I agree with her now.
But I did think the Dizzy Dog competition was really fun. I
was saying this to Zach off camera. Paul brings up a lot. He's divisive on people I see on Twitter hate him with a passion or love him. I actually kind of like him. I feel like if he shut his mouth a little bit, he might be like. I think he's a smart player. I think he's smart. And he probably will do other competitions.
see, I think he kind of is doing what Davon did for me the last time she was on.
That's what we said last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I should have.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, that I think
You
he.
did watch last week.
I did. I guess I missed that conversation. I was going in and out.
It was just a bit.
Because I think I was actively watching.
Okay.
No, I was actively watching the actual episode of Big
Are
Brother.
all
while
you
doing
watching
it.
right now, or are you half-ass watching? Huh?
I have places to be. I don't know what you want from me.
That's right.
Just a little support would be nice.
Yeah, Zach.
Whatever. Thanks, Zach.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh my God.
Anywho, so yeah, I think he could be a great player, but he's the person who needs to dick swing with his mouth. He has to show his
Wait,
confidence
explain
by.
that.
What does that
You
mean?
know, dick swinging.
Oh, when you go
dick
around
swinging.
dick swinging.
Dick swinging is when you wanna.
Yeah. Hold it like a tassel.
You use and just lasso objects in the room.
Got it.
You know.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Stephen Daigle.
He's very
Yes,
connected
yes.
to his ego, which is making him make foolish mistakes.
Yes, exactly, and those mistakes come out of the mouth, which is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Is he
Verbal
just
diarrhea.
he just wants
Verbal dick
to,
swinging.
as much as he can, wants to say things that make him feel like a man and a badass.
I totally agree.
I agree with that.
I think he
Yes.
is going to be the next target.
Oh,
The next
sure.
Targaryen.
I'm gonna go opposite you guys and say he's gonna last for a while. He won't make it to the end, but I think he's gonna last for a while.
You think so?
I think other folks
I
are
think
gonna
he's showing his cards.
Well, I think in some ways that works for some people, where they all kind of know who he is. He's not really a threat, really, is he?
I don't know. I mean, even this week, you already heard contestants start to think of, do we actually want to start keeping the targets because it'll keep more heat on them? So I'm wondering if how that's going to play out for him.
The problem is, then
I don't know if that's a good
how
move.
people at the end of the game win.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, wait, why didn't we get him out? And now it's
Right.
impossible to.
Right.
I mean, there was a brief conversation. It could have been editing or whatever when it seemed like there could have been a flip with Josiah staying because
I
some of
know.
the girls were
I
considering
know.
would it be more smart for him to stay?
No.
Let's talk about Jose's house meeting. I wrote 0 chill. I mean,
It was-
Jinx.
I know you do.
You owe me a dick swing.
It's happening under the table right now. I don't know why you're not.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, got it.
Guys, I wish you were here.
Oh my God.
You know,
Got it.
who needs pants when there's a desk in front of you?
That's true. Hey, when are we gonna dress up next? Last year we dressed up as all the characters.
Wait,
Lauren played a great Audrey in a blanket.
Oh, I was gonna say dibs on
ET style.
Julie. I will come in as a chat
But
box.
please, that'd be
Yeah, right.
amazing. You have to
We
wear
should all
one
come
of
in
her
as Julie's
outfits.
one day. Just be the Chen bots.
Wait.
I feel like that could easily slip into racism.
No.
Why?
Because we're just gonna wear a wig and then
And-
her
and-
outfit.
and
we're not gonna
some
like do
rough-
weird things to
some
our
rough
eyes.
styling.
I'm just gonna wear some kabuki makeup.
Yeah, just like some slight kabuki makeup.
I never do that because
All right.
Come on.
I don't know. It's a thought. We'll think about it.
I would love that.
I think that's a great
You
idea.
tell us out there. You think it'll be okay?
So anyway, zero chill in the house meeting. He not only called this very exclusive house meeting, but then went and made it public that he was doing it.
Yeah.
But when you mean exclusive, it literally was more than half the house.
Well, I mean exclusive in the sense that you people
Are excluded.
can't come. Why does Jose think that Davon is not going to tell Nicole what's going on?
I know.
And especially,
He doesn't know.
I just burped.
Oh, you did? No one would have known.
I know. I didn't
It
even.
was silent.
That's exactly why you shouldn't have said anything.
I mean,
Come and get it, boys. Sorry.
no. I mean, just even in that first conversation when he said Nicole first, then James and Frank, then Davon, it's like, even if she is fourth down the list, Why are you still telling the girl sitting in front of you that you're ultimately on the list?
That he wants the vets out. It does make sense.
There's a lot to be questioned about.
Yeah,
they're
all agreeing on here that the vets are smarter this season. They think Devon's going to be more dangerous this season because she's learned from her past.
Yeah,
and I don't think she's, at least at this point, a threat, even though in my mind she is.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't know she's a threat because she's playing both sides of the field.
Doing it really well.
Doing it brilliantly.
Did you see her hug Jose last night?
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that
Jose's
part.
exit.
Yeah.
Nicole was not invited to the house meeting, and it was so funny because then the Spy Girls, which by the way was the alliance formed by the 3 girls who also have zero chill, Bronte, Bridget, and Nicole or Natalie. Bronte, Bridget, Natalie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
High-fiving, yeah, we have an alliance, and Tiffany is
literally like 10 feet away.
I hear you.
Yeah.
They, in front of the vets, said, "Oh, Bridget's spying for us upstairs." My mind is blown. I'm sorry, but these vets are gonna sweep this house clean.
If they're smart, they will.
Maybe they'll Swiffer it.
I'm hoping that everyone's I don't understand why, but everyone's openness this season is going to turn into a lot of blow-ups. I think it could turn into good TV because people are playing so poorly. Like there's no other way around the fact that they're going to have to confront each other constantly.
Yeah. Oh, easily. I agree with you on that one.
I mean,
yeah, that's a good point. I think it's going to be a explosive season.
They're all saying that James, this is happening over and over again. James is fun but not strategical. James is just numbers. He's there for comedy.
He is just numbers.
And they're saying that Bridget is a sheep in wolf's clothes. They're all kind of talking about that.
The problem is with Bridget is I think you can see right through her. I think
Wow.
she's pretty transparent.
right.
Yeah.
I would say she's a wolf in wolf. I'd say she's a wolf who knitted a sheep outfit, but it's really shitty looking.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I like that.
Let's talk about the Girl Alliance a little bit more. What do you guys think of the Spy Girls?
I mean,
That's what I think of them.
They don't care about them on here. They're like,
Yeah, it's silly. It's not like, where is this going, ladies? You have no strategy. You just told each other that we're going to be in a secret group, and that was it.
I think they just wanted to have like a fun afternoon of like, let's come up with a name for ourselves. Like literally, there's no motivation other than that.
I respect that they want to do girl power and everything. Of course, I support that as a feminist, but I think that it's not well plotted out, and I don't think that they have a strategy. So
Well, let's talk about
the other
a better
one.
Girl Alliance.
that's
then.
amazing.
Fatal 5, which is a subsection of the 8.
Which I love alliteration, but like, God, it's just boring already. Everyone's doing the same thing for making these names.
See, I liked that one. I thought Fatal 5 sounded
5,
sexy. And
I would have done like, have they done like femme fatales or something like that? Like do it in the same realm of like, or 5 fatales or something like that.
Or Fatal Femmes.
because back in the day, they had the
That's
4
good.
horsemen. They had all the guys come with all these names.
Right.
They had all that. Remember
My
that?
alliance name, like I said last week, would be Julie's Little Bay. Julie Chen, baby boy.
That was also like how when we were watching Wednesday night when we were watching, John was just like, if I was on the show right now, when we're waiting to get brought back into the house for the nomination ceremony, I would just have everyone like standing in prom poses together.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be
They need to
like
have fun.
Well, I agree with that. I think that there hasn't been as much fun so far this season. Like, just think about the Backstreet Boys. Like, what was that competition? Not competition, but punishment. Like, I think there's
when
not
they
as
do the
much
lip sync
fun
thing,
happening,
yeah.
and part of it's because there's so much explosive content between all the house guests. But I hope that there's more fun coming up.
Revealing so many twists so early, it makes that they're constantly on their toes. So I think they're probably
Right.
more paranoid right away.
Everybody's agreeing with you guys with that.
Yeah.
Grant Rudder's in the chat room.
Hey, Grant.
He's another person. We invited him. He was on here last season. You loved him. We told him he'll be back. He says he heard that James has a huge ego himself. He thinks he's a reality star and fame hungry. I can't get behind that. That's what he said.
Really?
Now,
I
Grant
met
made us
James
some-
last year, and he was nice.
I don't
Didn't
know.
seem ego.
That's what Grant said. I don't
Interesting.
know. I have no idea.
I do agree that he's there for fun, and I think he can be a strong competitor. I don't think he's shown that so far this season, but we'll see.
He can be. We'll see.
Anything else you guys want to talk about on Wednesday's episode? We talked about veto. We talked about the house meeting. We talked about the Spy Girls. And then we should mention that, by the way, after Paul won the veto, Bridget was the replacement nominee. And oh my gosh, how funny was that when Jose was like, oh, well, at first I thought it was this person. Now I think it's this person.
I
I
did
should
that.
always go with my intuition.
It's never wrong. That's what he said.
Right.
It must be exhausting to live in his head.
God, I know it's too much.
Like, oof.
But I do want to mention just two quick things, and one is Nicole talking about. I was trying to talk to Paul, and he's all about that pickle. and he was eating that huge pickle, just like that beard.
So weird.
The random comedic moments.
And also them pranking Paul again in his beard, get all the stuff in his beard. They were trying to have some fun together.
See, the worst one for me was putting mayo in the face. If I realized I was putting mayonnaise all over my face, I probably
It's probably good for your face.
It probably is, right?
My friend's
Isn't it
mom,
literally
Trisha,
all like fat? Oh, it's egg whites.
Yeah, it's really good for your face.
Actually,
My mom's
the
friend
protein would probably
Trisha
be
puts
good.
eggs on her face every single day, and she looks like she's 25 years younger than she is. So maybe James was helping the girl out.
Helping her out.
He has some secrets of beauty tips.
Dan Giesling, Lauren loves his name. Dan Giesling tweeted this week, so much of the early weeks, so much of the strategy you should have in the early weeks of the game is social. Get along with people, get to know people. And that's why I think James will go far, because he is friendly and having fun with all these people.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And like, listen, I don't know if he's going to play that hard of a game, because I don't think he did last season, but at least he's planting those social seeds.
Right.
Was he the one who won fan favorite last year?
Yep.
The fans like him. So there you go.
10 G's.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's only more motivation for people to try and get him out.
It should be. No, it should be. I
Right.
totally agree with you. It should be.
So we had last night's episode, first live episode. We had Julie in all her glory.
Hashtag but first. I saw that hashtag. I was like, oh, they hashtagged
first.
it.
They're
But
really
first.
milking that, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we had, like I said, the Fatal Five was formed.
Yes.
And the Spy Girls were sensing that something was wrong. I can't believe I'm saying Spy Girls. Which,
know.
by the way, how funny is it when the Big Brother announcer has to say Freakazoids and Team Unicorn?
Right.
Yeah.
So Spy Girls says, the Spy Girls are like, wait a minute, nobody's campaigning to us. Maybe
Right.
we don't know what's going on.
That was, I had to give some credit to Bronte. It was the first moment I saw her, and I was like, okay, so maybe she's bringing more to the table than I gave her credit for.
She was smart. I think she is smart. I think she is. Just her voice annoys me, but I think she is smart.
Rough.
and apparently
it's a
saying
rough one
racist
to-
stuff on the feeds.
Yeah. Also, Paul Bentley is
Oh, hey, Paul.
tweeting with us. He said, once you go past 4, there are too many people in an alliance. Do you agree with that, guys?
Yes.
I believe that the best way to do an alliance is have a bigger alliance and then a best friend within the alliance.
A best friend, yes, completely.
Like the
think-
Renegades did well doing that.
Right.
We had, I love secret alliances where you fake fight and people
Yes.
think you don't like each other, like season 3 with Danielle and Jason.
Yes.
Oh, I wish they'd do that now.
Danielle and Jason went really far too. They were good, but no, I agree with you. I think it should have a larger, and then have one person you can always count on that you really work together.
Don't you think that, I think that 8 this season is very much just a strategy for the first few weeks. I don't think it's the
won't
long
last.
term at all.
No,
No, I
it
think
won't
it's the vets trying to
They're
get
already
through, like,
breaking off.
right.
in
I
the
mean,
Fatal 5.
right. The Fatal 5 is already the first subsection, so I think that's.
But people are liking in here. They're liking the Fatal 5. They like them.
I like
Because
them
it's
too.
I would love for a female dominated season.
Right.
Me too. Oh, me too.
Yeah,
We
like
need it.
literally, let's spend the weeks getting all the guys out. Let's.
How many women have won? I think a
3,
very small
4.
amount. We had
Rachel.
Oh, missed that girl.
was Rachel the last girl to win?
Last girl to win.
That's atrocious.
Right.
That was season 13.
Yeah.
And we're
It's been
on
a minute.
18.
Yes, it's been a minute. Yes.
Okay, good. So let's keep this up, ladies. Kill it.
I remember they said, they were saying, we're not going to fall into the same stuff where you fall for the guys and they're
Right.
playing their game.
I actually believe them.
And
though.
you know the most
Right.
sexist part about this whole thing is has a girl ever won against a guy? I think that's even more rare. Either it's happened like once or twice,
Right.
or not very, or none, no times. I'm sure somebody on the chat roll will be able to answer that. But that's crazy. Those girls.
I think
Yeah.
they have the potential to do it this season, though. I mean, they have a very diverse group of girls this season where I feel like the guys are a little, if we were to pigeonhole, are a little dumb jockey across the board, I guess, kind of is the theme with them.
Lauren, I think you would do really well on the show because I think
Really?
you would play a great social game. Everyone would like you, but you'd also be a smart player.
I have to like bulk up before I go on though. I need to do paleo or something. Because then
Slop.
then I could maybe like get good on the physical competitions, and then I'll join a CrossFit gym. So maybe I'll train this next year.
So I'll sit on your back while you do push-ups, and you eat raw chicken, and I'll eat a donut.
Awesome. Raw chicken is always good for you.
But side note, I went out to brunch. Can I say this, Zach, about brunch?
Yes.
I
Oh
went out
yeah.
to brunch with Zach. He ordered, I kid you not, an order of pancakes, what was the
Biscuits and gravy.
biscuits and gravy, and then what was the middle thing?
3 eggs, bacon, and hash browns.
And ate everything. I watched him eat it all.
Because you go work
He's
out.
got a killer body,
Yeah, because he
too.
works out. and
Oh,
everything,
by
so
the way, if you follow him at Zach Kelch, you will see abs for days, honey bun.
Yes, they're good. They're nice.
Thanks. Hey.
So they're mentioning in BB16.
Lauren had a moment of thinking about it.
They're mentioning the Bomb
I think I've seen
Squad.
pictures.
They're mentioning your thing. The Bomb Squad formed, and Cody and Derek were like the hitmen. So they did what you were just saying. They did that, and they worked for them.
I think it works.
Yeah, it works.
Right.
I agree.
Subsection.
Speaking of Cody, when did the siblings talk in this week?
That was on what?
That's
Wednesday?
when they
was
made
Wednesday.
out during that part.
Tiffany tells Pauly.
Yeah, Tiffany told Pauly. Yeah, I saw it.
Tiffany told Pauly, which is good, but I'm telling you, it looks sketchy
For everybody
to
else.
go around and tell people one by one, or maybe not at all.
I know, but I'm still in support.
And also, you look like your sister.
Exactly. Like
I mean,
a carbon copy. You
it
look like
is
a clone.
scare in the voice. The voice
like
is
Orphan
what
Black
it
up in
scares
here.
me. It's weird how similar they are.
So 5 women have won. Lisa in 3, June in 4, Maggie in 6, Jordan in 11, and Rachel in 13.
Okay, so let's go through this.
Jordan.
Rachel
none
won
against-
against Portia.
Yeah, none against a man, though. None against a man.
That's so weird.
5 out of 18 is like very low.
I know.
Some
very low.
not great
It's
statistics, guys.
reflective of the way our society views us.
Or how society works together, or not. They always say women can't work
But-
together. They always say.
And
So I wonder about
let-
that.
Do you agree with that women can't work
No,
together?
I don't. Not at all.
I've heard that from different women that they say that women have this thing about competition.
I think that it is a thing, but I don't believe that means that women can't work together. I think women with that mindset can't work together.
Right.
But when we realize that if we empower each other and we see
I
that when
agree.
you do well, I do well,
Yeah, exactly.
then we can absolutely work
I agree.
together.
I
But you,
agree-
no,
I
I
agree
mean, look
with
at
that.
Game
You
of
should.
Thrones, though. Seriously,
Right.
all of the strongest female characters are women,
Yeah, they
and
are.
you know what? 2 of the strongest female characters just decided to work together because they
Right.
decided we're gonna empower
Spoiler
each
alert.
other.
Danielle Donato, season 8 and 13, just tweeted a couple days ago, I think. I hate, or maybe last night, I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but she hates when women say, well, women can't work together. It never works out, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because people then don't work together because they think that's a real
But
thing.
I think sometimes you also have to remember, again, you have to go back to the way a reality show casts people, and you're going to put personalities in who, for all you know, these are women who are very much catty women to begin
Yes,
with,
I
and
agree
that's
with that.
not their thing.
And
so,
bro-y dudes, you're right.
Right.
Yes,
And
I
so,
agree, yes.
and to go back, I was going to make a point, which and obviously in no way am I disregarding women in an athletic stance. I very much support them, always have. But a lot of these,
Janelle was wrong.
Thank you.
Janelle is literally my favorite
Yeah,
of
mine too.
the entire
Me too,
series.
me too.
So that's all I have to say.
True, she's the
Me
best
too.
player
Me
ever.
too.
These competitions, especially this season, have been so physically so far. Have been such
they've been physical.
physical competitions that it's already setting up a tough competition
that.
when you put these other physical male specimens against them. Like
Because
that's
there is-
there's a little bit of like a handicap you kind of
Yeah.
have to discuss with that.
There is a physical difference between the strength of men and
Right.
women. Like that's undeniable, unfortunately, but it's true.
Right.
So I get what you're saying.
But I think the women have the standing this year and the first time for a while to play the social game better than anyone has in a while.
Yes, they do.
And they
Yes.
should be able to push these men out very easily if
I
they
agree.
really work
I
together.
totally agree.
Let's talk about Natalie being upset about Victor.
Because at first it started out with Natalie and Victor, and then became James and Paul. I mean, it was a whole fight there too. Remember, it was a fight there too, where
Right.
you say it's a girls' talk, and then Paul got pissed.
That was insane.
That was exactly.
Paul, what are you doing?
What was that about?
It was like Victor was getting upset because he's very picky, and so she was getting mad at him, and then all of a sudden Paul's mad because he's told. I mean,
That
It
was
was
a
a
crazy
joke,
domino
first of
effect.
all.
Right.
Yeah, like, obviously it's a joke. He's not a girl.
right.
Right.
Why do you think he reacted that way?
I think
Because-
Paul is a hothead.
Swing the dick. Like that's all it is.
But apparently Victor is too, kind of. Apparently.
Well,
Apparently
all
he's
the guys
like-
around the pool table were losing it.
No, but remember Victor in the first episode was talking about how he's like in love with her, and I think he he lives with. This is bad, but I feel like he probably has some like awkward socialness, and I think it's coming off of like the I'm gonna flirt with the girl I like by making fun of her kind of a thing. And
Pataki.
yeah, and it seemed a little nitpicky, and I would get from her perspective if there was just a guy who kept walking around saying the dumbest things to me that he dislikes would get annoying.
But he also said he jumped in when the Paul thing going. Well, I'll just go and I'll take care of it.
Right.
And like, so I'm like, what do you mean you trying to take care of it? Like, well, we don't need you to walk in there and take care of it.
These people, you gotta, I mean, my God. You
Tell
Have
him.
some restraint.
Tell him, Johnny.
Well, and also, I'm always going to point to Dan Giesen because I think he's, next to Janelle, he's my favorite player.
Okay.
And I think he does this thing where even when people come and attack him, he says, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, he never gets emotional, and he's
Can't
gotten
get
to the final
emotional.
2 twice, and he's won once. Like, people
In
blowing
general.
up over things that aren't even a big deal. That's crazy to me. I have no compassion for those people.
And here's the thing in life in general, what I'm starting to finally realize, and this is a good lesson for all women and emotional men, is that if you get emotional about something, people don't take you seriously.
Right.
State the facts, be bulletproof, and be done. That's it.
I like that. Yes, I agree.
I want to have a therapy session with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
this could
later.
be good.
Let's do it.
So then Jose gets voted out, and I don't think there was much of a surprise there.
But at first, it was
For him, there was.
No, for him, but at first it was like 4 for Polly, 4. I was like, wait a minute, are they? I thought they were going to switch over because that happens all the time.
Proud of this house for being divided.
Me too.
Right.
Yes.
A house divided.
So
Even though I wanted Jose out on a full vote, but
Yeah,
whatever.
that would have been juicy.
but in the end, thank God he's out.
And then we learned about the battle back.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Before that, can we talk about the weird hug that he gave to everyone
Or
in the
his,
house?
like, when he literally just in silence just power hugged everyone.
Did he hug Frank?
Yeah, he hugged
hugged
everybody.
He
everybody.
literally hugged everyone.
He was just said,
Silently.
you hugged everybody, you had nothing to say.
And, like, it was like he was a crab, like, clapping his claws in front of everyone.
it was good.
Great analogy, and
That's good.
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, it was so awkward.
Well, in the interview, he was like, I have nothing to say to these people.
But what do you
you
think his
hugged them all?
intent was in hugging each one individually, very quickly, emotionlessly, and then leaving? What was his intent?
I don't know.
I don't know, though. That was so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, what was his intent with everything he did? Yeah.
We should put him in a box and study him. A clear box.
You want holes in it.
A sound
Holes for him to
stage
breathe.
with
We'll put
cameras.
food in every other day.
So the battle back is going to be interesting because unlike other seasons, we're going to get to know who is advancing
Yes.
closer and closer to being able to get back into the house.
So Glenn has a chance too.
Do you think Jose
Yeah.
or Glenn will win the first heat?
It depends if it keeps going with the same theme, it's going to be Jose because they keep doing these crazy
It's all very physical this year,
stamina
so-
things.
Yes, it's going to
Very
depend. It's
physical.
going to depend.
I hope Glenn wins because
too.
I'd be
I
interested to
loved
see a
Glenn.
little
Me
bit
too.
more about what he is, and I think he brings a different energy to the house
Right.
that would be fun to explore.
I mean, and I
They're
don't
all
want
Glenn
Jose
for the
back.
win. Yeah, because Glenn's around my age, so I said this last week. There's so many. Everybody's young. I'm like,
Right.
what about somebody my age, like in the early days when we had it really? I'm like, I want him to come back in.
And I think if Glenn could get back in the house, it would be the best case scenario because sometimes when people get back in the house, it's like, well, you had your chance. Whereas Glenn,
We
you
don't
can't
even
really
know
say
him.
that about
No.
I think everyone genuinely
good
liked
points.
him, and they were just
Very
like,
good
well, you fell on the knife, unfortunately. Like it was.
Yes, that's a good point.
Then we ended the episode with the HOH balance being berries and cream, berries and cream. Mama loves berries and cream. I'm gonna work that into every episode. The berries and cream HOH balance beam, and Natalie fell off right away.
Which I missed that when
I
they
knew that
announced the
was
rules
gonna
that if you
happen.
actually fell off, you were straight up out. I thought
out.
you just had to take the ball back.
You're out.
She shouldn't have gone on that straight one. It was
I don't,
draft.
but if you're someone who feels you have that balance, it would be so much faster for sure.
It's all
Right.
about momentum. You just have to
Because then the
cross.
other one I didn't realize is like a part of it's a teeter totter.
Yeah, one moves.
Which that's a little scary.
You're right.
But it's all about momentum. You just have to just go across.
Even
Can't
if
think
you
about
feel
it.
you have the balance, I'd say take the route, the more sure route.
Yes,
You know?
I agree.
Sometimes you have to go a long way out of your way.
Well, I think
That's a great quote.
What is it?
Sometimes you have to go a long way out of the way in order to get to the right place correctly.
That's
from
from
Edward
Edward Albee. Jinx, you owe me a dick swing.
I'm doing it right now for our audio listeners.
Boom,
What were you
boom.
saying, Zachel?
I think with a competition like this, and now how we were talking about the way the teams work in these competitions, the people who still have 4 playing should just take the safe route and know that that's going to be, if they're going to be playing half the time that the team of 2 is going to be playing, I think they should disregard them and kind of slow and steady will win the race.
Ooh, okay.
Because this 2 versus 4 doing this competition is a very big difference. So I think moving forward, the way these teams
right.
are going to work are really going to affect these competitions.
You're right. Maybe the
Numbers are
team twist will play more of a role.
Right.
I
That's
think it
interesting,
will.
Zach. I agree.
They're all there at the point that Natalie considers she's a cheerleader, and balance is a very big part of that. That's what September
I mean, she
says.
literally fell at the last
They're laughing.
step. That
They said-
sucked.
they said
She
laugh
was
throughout.
killing it, and then
She should try yoga. Maybe that would help.
Now I will say I haven't looked at the feeds yet, so I really and genuinely don't know who won.
Same here. I don't know either who won.
No,
guys know?
I don't.
So
I don't
this
do
will
any
be
fun
fun for
stuff.
me.
I don't know.
When
I
we
don't
do
know.
predictions later, that'll be
Yeah,
really
I
fun.
don't know who won.
Anything else about the HOH comp that we want to talk about?
No.
I'm
Well,
trying to think.
That's it. I mean,
Now I want to pose a question to you guys.
Yes.
I have felt that it's been very old B / veteran dominated. Do you guys feel like you're getting to know the newbies?
Yeah,
No.
a little bit.
Well, then my question is, who is your favorite newbie? Oh.
I know.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
didn't want to be. I just want to like steal the mic.
No.
Zakiya.
Yep.
We don't know her that much, but everything she has said, I agree with and am behind. I think she's playing very cool, calm, and collected right now, and it's working very well for her.
Cool.
I like Zakiya, and I like Michelle's the one from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I like Michelle too, and I also like Tiffany.
Tiffany.
She's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, but I guess
good.
I
That's
just
good.
I
That's
like
good.
seeing her because she is so different from her sister.
is.
So it's cool. I was scared she was going to be a carbon copy
Yeah.
because she looks like one.
Right.
How about you, James Lott Jr.?
I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm still trying to figure them all out. Like I said, I keep mentioning Paul because I keep feeling like, he runs his mouth. I'm sticking that he might be somebody
get that.
good.
I get that. I think he's a player, which I appreciate. I'll always like a player, even if I don't like their gameplay.
Right. It's kind of
over
like
someone who sits on the couch.
But
Yes, I agree with that.
But I think the week one, it's so silly to start saying player versus floater. That makes no sense. I feel like this
yeah,
early.
I agree. I think he's playing too hard. I think he's playing too hard, but I think he does. My thing is that season 18, you should have seen an episode or two of a previous season, so you should know kind of how the game could possibly go. Even though it's very up in the air anyway. Every group of people is different, but you still should have an idea. I feel like he's watched and he has an idea.
Yeah.
That's all. He's just playing too hard, but I'm kind of sticking with him.
I like Zakiya. Are we saying it right? Why
It's
am
Zakiya.
I've heard everyone else say Zakiya.
I for some reason feel wrong when I say that.
Okay.
I love it.
They all
I
like
like
Zakiya in here too. They
I
all
like
her.
Zakiya. I think she's got a great head on her shoulders. And I also like Polly.
They like them too.
Which is weird because Cody I was very indifferent about besides
Polly's
looking at
cute.
him. But I like Polly. I think Polly's got a good
Yes.
energy and
Yes.
attitude, and I think he could be a good player. Like it seems to me, perhaps his brother gave him a few like pointers.
I just don't like that he keeps being like, and don't forget,
Like
this is what the people do.
Califury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his last name. But like
Califury.
it's so corny. If he can stop doing that, I like him more as a character.
They like Paulie in here. They like
Yeah, he's cool. I do like him as well.
It's like I like him, but I'm worried
It's
for
just
him.
I think
Yeah,
he should stop
yeah.
comparing himself to his brother so much because he's his own
True.
person.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
It makes me dislike him when
Sibling
he
shadows.
Yeah, but you're not in his shadow.
That
You're
sounds
here.
like a book.
You're in your own
You're
life.
here, and perhaps he'll be
Flowers
even
in
better.
the attic.
Flowers and
Does
thorns of
anyone
yesterday.
know that?
Yes.
No, what's that?
It's
book
like
or a short story.
about some incestual.
I read the whole series.
All right, we have about 5 minutes left, so it's time to make some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Thank you, Sir Richard Wentworth.
That's right.
Who wants to make the first prediction of the day?
First, I say, Lauren, don't cheat on Johnny Mac. That's what Kate Friederman said.
Oh, I would never cheat on him.
You said Paulie was cute.
Yeah, he's cute, but like Johnny Mac is my husband, so
Right.
he just doesn't know it yet.
Very gentle.
I'll make a prediction. I think that I'm going to print out the to the universe because I believe that will happen. Glenn will win and move on to the next one.
Okay, cool. Cool. And I'm interested to see when we see that competition.
Somebody said they heard.
Yeah, do we know?
I heard July 22nd or something. Somebody mentioned that.
Oh, that's so
Wait, no, because
No,
there's
no, no,
multiple
no.
ones.
We
Like
know before
When's
that.
Josiah and
They
Glenn.
were saying they were going to show like.
So they're gonna show all of them?
I thought they go week by week.
Yeah.
They do, but I thought they were going to show part of it or something. But somebody said
That would suck. I want to see it week by week.
They have to. That makes no
We'll
sense.
find out. I guess we'll see.
I predict that a newbie is unfortunately going to win HOH because because they're not going to allow, because they get to pick who the HOH is, so they're not going to allow it to be an old B.
Okay.
But I just
think
hope
it
it's part of
depends.
the 8-pack.
Who's on Frank's team?
Shit, I forgot.
the little lady.
Bridget.
Yeah,
Bridget.
Who's the guy? Oh, and
then
Paulie is
Michelle.
the other guy.
Yeah, Paulie.
and Michelle.
I can see if
Paulie would be
that
good.
team won, I think they would maybe let Frank be HOH. Do you not? I don't know.
I think there's no chance. they're
Really?
gonna- It's funny because it's
I don't
already
s-
happened, so there's probably people at home screaming.
Well,
at
I
us
think
right
there's
now.
a great chance because the only one that's gonna fight it is a little lady. What's her name again?
Bridget.
Bridget.
Yeah, I don't know if Paulie would. I don't know because I'm trying to think of realistically what team is going to win this competition. And
Paulie's pretty easy to win over, though. He already went up on the block.
exactly.
For them, so
But my
He's-
big prediction
he just
is
wants
that
to make people like him. Right now.
Paul is going to be the next target. I think he's been too vocal, too loud, played too hard,
sure.
too fast.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I think he might be one of the nominees, but I don't think he's going to be a target. I think someone else is going to emerge as the target.
Lo,
Ooh.
we can come back to you.
I agree with a lot of the stuff that's been said. I don't know who's going to win HOH. We saw such a small portion of it, and I don't know how all these people play well enough to really make a valid prediction.
Right.
But I agree that I hope and I think Glenn will win the competition with our little friend there, Josiah.
They're
Is it
saying,
Josiah?
everybody out here saying Friday, July 22nd at 8 p.m., the battle back in the house will air. That night, we'll find out who is back.
So they're going to air like all the
All one day.
competitions
Said
back
not week
to
by week.
back.
They said not week by week.
Oh, so they all have to sit here for a few weeks, and then they're going to go back to back to back these
guess so.
competitions.
Hopefully they're getting some money.
I don't know.
Can you imagine being Glenn and having to wait 5 weeks and he has a kid?
But then, okay, then
Doesn't he
also
have
think
a
about
kid?
the odds that now he has to play against. Not only was he going to have to do 4 competitions to begin with, he has
I
to do them
wouldn't do it.
back
I
to
would
back
leave.
to
I'd say
back.
peace. I mean, maybe
That's
going
gonna
to
be exhausting.
Obligated.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sure.
But Ashlea in season 6 left.
Yeah,
it
she
was
did
similar
leave.
to Glenn.
Yeah, she was like, bye.
I don't know. That's weird. Can they hold him there against their will like that? That seems. I don't think so because people can walk out of the house.
They're saying this is what sucks. You can't make a prediction when they carry over HOH. It's really hard.
Do you remember
Right.
when we did a game show though, Johnny, and they made us sign something that if they ever wanted us to come back for any like all-star competition, we were contractually obligated to do it. But we struck that part of the contract because we didn't know what we'd be up to.
Right?
We were going to be hosting Big Brother After Show. We got things to do, honey. All right, you guys, great.
That's so fast.
I know. There's so much to talk about. And
You said at the same time again. You guys are like.
Jinx, you owe me a dick swing. Hey, guys, we're going to be dick swinging all night long.
Hashtag.
Sorry if there are children watching. Don't listen to me. I'm a bad influence. Oh, you know what? Safe sex. I push safe sex.
But you have to put a condom on that
Where
dick.
did your
If you're
mind
single.
just go?
I know. I'm like, it's Friday.
Honey bun, I cannot wait to chat with you guys all week. You can tweet at us at our, little handles, or you can use hashtag ABTV Big Brother. We want to keep the conversation going.
Also, be sure to go on iTunes, like us, rate us, comment. It really helps us out, and we appreciate you watching more than you know.
All right, Zach, tell them where they can find you.
Zach Kelch, ZachKelch on social media platforms.
I'm at Lauren LoGrasso, LoGrasso, and social media platforms as well.
I am James Lott Jr. Have a great, safe 4th of July weekend.
That's why I got this hat on.
And his hat on is patriotic. And you
my
can find
hat.
me at James Lott Jr.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. You can find me at Jonny Manganello at Johnny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram. And check out the Gay Guide to Tinseltown.com.
Yes.
It's my
Yes.
one-man show. I have an extension throughout July. If you're in the Los Angeles area, please come see it. They all
So
did.
amazing.
No, you need to go
Yes.
see it. It's not no
Truly.
joke.
Stop it. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. But first, that's the end.
That's it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
After but first, see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.